Hey friends, it's Veronica. I haven't made a video in forever. I'm sorry about that. I just realized I'm in a rocking chair, so I feel like this video is gonna make you sick. I'm gonna try to hold still. Um, I've been doing a lot of soul searching throughout the past 2 months. I just put out a post that was kind of hard for me to put out actually about how in the past 2 months I've been rediscovering how much I love dancing and how much I love just um, making music and just being real with myself, just coming back to all the things that I accidentally got rid of when I was cleaning myself out. I guess I was trying to clean out all the parts of me that I thought were dark, and it was just so embedded in all the parts of me that were real. So it's been really nice. It's been amazing. And the other thing that I've been doing is actually going out into the world and meeting different kinds of people and seeing all different kinds of people, exposing myself to different kinds of people. And sorry about the weird noise. There's actually a bunny in here. I'm doing a house sit right now, and see, there's the bunny. So if you hear weird noises, that's her. Just let me know she doesn't like the noise, I guess. Yeah, I've been not just going out dancing, but just, going outside. I know that seems kind of a crazy thing to claim to be doing that I wasn't doing before, but I guess what I've realized is that I have been living in sort of a bubble. So most of the time when I travel with Jamie, and Jamie makes a huge effort to be self-aware and to work on himself, right? And then I see my clients on Skype, and these are all people who are interested in self-discovery and self-love and self-awareness. And then I have my friends. So I have friends online, I have friends in, real life. And there's a mode of connection there for all of us. And a lot of the time it does have to do with self-awareness, but even when it doesn't, it has to do with sharing memories, sharing certain activities. And there's not really a lot of risk for rejection, right? And so I've thought about how it's been a bubble in this certain way, because when I log in, right, when I log into Facebook, then sometimes I see negative comments, or I go into my email and I see negative comments and I get a lot of rejection and judgment. And arguably I have faced more rejection and judgment than the average person because I put myself out there. However, I have the time to deal with it, right? When I go online and I see an angry comment, there's a sort of automatic mindfulness that gets awarded to me because it is online. I don't have to react. Even if I react to that comment in that moment, I don't have to put my fingers on the keyboard and type something back. I don't have to do or say something to that person right in that moment. So I find that the internet is a great way for me to practice being mindful about my reactions. And through having this safe space on the internet where I am surrounded by my tribe, I'm surrounded by people like you, who watch my videos and read my blog posts, which is still, kind of magical to me that there are people out there that want to do this. I've created this kind of atmosphere where I'm comfortable, socially comfortable. And from kind of putting myself out there in the world for the last 2 months, I've felt a lot of feelings that I guess I didn't realize were still inside of me, like that little 7-year-old girl being like, you don't like me. Or what if this person's just using me? What if this person doesn't really like me? Or, oh my gosh, this person thinks I'm weird. That's happened a bunch of times, where I've said or done something and the person's reaction has just been like, what are you? That used to happen to me a lot when I was in grade school, pretty much the entire way through grade school. I mean, I was this chubby immigrant girl who always said the wrong thing. Like I think it was my second day in grade 3 in Canada, and there was this little boy who was teasing this little girl. I mean, we were all little boys and little girls, obviously. And we were in line, lining up to go back inside the school. And he was doing or saying something to her, like teasing her. And she said, no, stop it. No, stop it. And then I, with my just Eastern European outfit, kind of angry face. I'm trying to make a joke, and I come up to them and I say, "You be quiet or I shove duster in your mouth." And obviously it was funny to me, but I remember all the kids just stopped and looked at me, and it was this moment of, oh my gosh, I don't belong. And I've had a few moments like that, actually, from being out in the world. I mean, it's not like I have come up to people and been like, hey, did you know that I'm working on being really authentic? So if I say something to you that weirds you out, then I'm going to go post about it on my Facebook page and make it all okay. I mean, to me, that helps make it all okay if I go through my own process and then I try to laugh about it and I share it with you guys. But in that moment, there's still this resurgence of the 7-year-old girl who doesn't really want to be rejected. I mean, actually, I think I was 8 at that point. Yeah, this 8-year-old girl who doesn't want to be rejected, doesn't want to be outside of the tribe, the tribe of the group, the herd mentality, whatever it is inside of us that makes us just want to be accepted by people. That's been tested a lot for me in the past 2 months. And you know what? I think it's actually been really good. I mean, there are a lot of Facebook memes and just a lot of quotes and memes going around about how you should surround yourself only with people who love you, only with people who believe in you, cut everybody out of your life who doesn't think that you're worthwhile. And I honestly don't actually agree with that. I think if I am living with somebody, or if I'm best friends with somebody, or even if it's a client, right, it really helps to be on the same level and to have that person understand me and open up to me, and I can open up to them, and there's this beautiful sharing going back and forth. I think that is important. I think it's important to connect with the people that have a solid presence in our lives. But except for that, I think it is really important to have these little tiny moments of rejection, these little tiny interactions where we realize, oh, I don't actually connect with this person in that way. This person doesn't accept me as I am. In fact, this person is judging me. This person thinks I'm weird. I think those moments really bring me back down to earth, which is really important. I mean, if I were to stay in my bubble where my friends love me and Jamie loves me and my clients love me and I get all these positive comments, and even when I get negative or judgmental emails or feedback, I have time to process that, right? To go through, okay, how much of it is this person? How much of it is me? How much of what they're saying is actually true? And how much of it is a projection? Am I reacting to this? Am I actually reacting to what that person is saying, or am I warping it in my head to be saying something else? I have so much time for that. But in the real world, when you get that feeling of, they don't like me, there isn't that time. And I think it's really important to feel that feeling, to process through that feeling. But that being said, I think it's a trajectory. I think in order to be able to make something of these little moments of rejection and laugh about it and use these moments to come home to myself, to come back into myself and to laugh and say, okay, not everybody's going to like me, no matter how much I like myself, and that's okay. I think I actually needed the online world, right? I think I needed to plunge into this little safe container that I had created for myself where I was surrounded more by my tribe than before. Because when I first stopped doing drugs, when I first changed, I was surrounded by people who loved the old me, right? And when I became a different person, then they were like, what are you? And I think that was part of why I thought that I had changed so much, because people's reactions to me had changed so much. But at the end of the day, I realized I haven't really changed that much. Not just from the days when, I used to do drugs, but also from the days when I was that 8-year-old girl standing there saying, oh my gosh, these people don't like me. I've so often taken things to heart and felt things really deeply. And I've come to a place where I love that about myself, that if I'm around somebody and they think I'm weird, maybe I'm always just going to feel that feeling of, aw, this would have been nicer if if we could have laughed together, if maybe you had found my jokes funny. I mean, nobody, no matter how self-aware you are, likes it when people don't laugh at their jokes, right? But it's okay. At the end of the day, it's all just part of the variety of life to experience these little moments. And I think the internet did teach me that. The internet taught me to process through, okay, I'm being rejected right now. And it's okay, And at first it took days of crying and wallowing. And I mean, the only person that has really seen how difficult it has been for me to learn to deal with the criticism that I've encountered in this work is Jamie. And I think I've made a few videos and I made a few blogs for you guys during those moments, but so often I've just kind of curled in on myself and went into this place to heal. And those years of learning to heal those triggers are exactly what has paved the way for this. So if you feel like you're surrounded by people who don't understand you and you found a safe space on the internet, I'm not saying you're doing the wrong thing. I think everybody's got a different place in their path, different things they have to do. All I'm saying is that I think we can become a little too comfortable with the zones that we create for ourselves online, on technology specifically. And for that, technology can actually separate us more. But I think if it's used as this tiny little step in going from this really reactive, really disconnected life to connecting to people who are people all around the world who are more like us, people who, without technology, you would not be watching this video. And if you're relating to it, then this just would not be possible. I would be somewhere and you would be somewhere else, and we would just be in different places and we would never know each other. And maybe you would read things that I had written in like a printed book, and that would be about it, right? So technology has given us amazing opportunities, but I think it's up to us to use it for what it's useful for and no further, and to take ourselves out into the real world and face all of those feelings that made us recede into technology in the first place, right? So I think that's where I am. I'm just in this place where I'm ready to just be out in the world, just be out there among people doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. Like yesterday, I'm doing a house sit in London, Ontario right now. Yesterday, I just went for a walk around the park. I love just walking and making eye contact with people. This is like one of my favorite activities. And then I sat down and I wrote a bit until it got too cold to sit outside. So then I just walked around downtown for a few hours, and it was just such an amazing experience. And I could spend that same time being on my computer, being on Facebook, right? I've started a lot of groups, a lot of tribes, and I can go and have really vulnerable conversations on there. And that's still valuable. I still believe in the value of that. But I guess I've just started to see the value in the real world and how beautiful it can be to just go out there and connect with real people in the world, specifically because there's so much chance of being hurt. There's so much chance of being rejected. I have these little tiny moments with people, these little tiny conversations, and sometimes those conversations turn into longer conversations. Sometimes those conversations turn into friendships. There are some people that I've met throughout the past few months that I still continue to talk to all the time because it's been such an enjoyable experience. But then there have also been these moments that have come back to me when I'm trying to fall asleep saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe how awkward that was. And it's all valid, it's all beautiful. It's all just part of the experience of life. And that's what I think I really want right now. I think now that I've learned some of these lessons about how to love myself and how to pay attention to my own experience, it's now time for me to take off the training wheels and face all the things that are out there. Just face the beauty and the horror and the madness of everyday life. So I hope that if you feel like you're in that same place, that you just take that plunge with me and feel that pain, just feel everything that comes with it. Feel everything that comes from being around other people, from having been an outsider and having kind of made it okay for yourself to be an outsider, feeling like, okay, maybe I don't have to judge myself all the time. it's okay to step out of that comfort zone. I think that community can be a comfort zone. Even compassion can be a comfort zone. Having self-love routines can be a comfort zone. I mean, I think it's really important to just be uncomfortable sometimes, to go out and get rejected, to go out and feel that pain and come back to earth and say, this is just the experience of life, and it's all okay. All of it. It's all okay. And I think this also makes us more compassionate towards people. That's what I've really been finding, that the more that I just put myself out there, I'm finding a deeper level of compassion that I didn't even really know existed. I mean, I thought that I felt this compassion for people and that it was deep, but now the compassion's even deeper, because I think it's more connected with just these tiny little moments, of eye contact, these tiny little conversations, these tiny little glimmers of humanity that show me the diversity of life, and that helped me embrace that, and that helped me celebrate it. And I think that's what happiness is really about. It's just about being here, wherever here is, whatever here is. Like, after I finish making this video, I'm gonna go and drink my substitute for coffee. I've been making this video very long, but now I've stopped kind of drinking coffee, but now I just put a few tablespoons of coffee and put hot water, and then I fill it up with like ginger and cardamom seeds and anise stars, because I've realized that coffee is it's just too intense for me to drink too much of it. So I'm just gonna sit here and drink that, and then you're gonna go do whatever you're gonna do. And there are millions, like billions of people who are all just doing their own thing, having their own experience. And it's not like we can even call it negative or call it positive. It's just an experience. It's all just happening all at the same time. And I think that awareness alone, just being aware of that when I click stop on this, I'm going to go into this different reality, and anybody that watched this is going to have gone into a different reality as well. That puts anything that I worry about into perspective. It just puts anything that could possibly bother me into perspective, right? Like, my problems can only be so big if I realize that we all have problems. Yeah, and the bunny has now jumped out of the cage. So I think the bunny is letting me know that this is the end of the video too. It's been nice sort of one-way chatting with you guys. Let me know what you think about my kind of rant about rejection in the real world. I always welcome your comments. I promise to make more videos in the future, and I will try to keep them a little bit shorter, because I know that our modern day attention span is not so long. Okay, have a good day. Bye.